Tsaka dito sa usapin po ng national security po natin, attorney, hindi po ba may banta sa national security natin kapag nabubulgar at pilit nilang sinisili, pilit nilang binubusisi yung operasyon po, lalo na pagdating po sa usaping national security po kasi ito pong paggamit ng confidential fund, may tuturing itong paglaban sa mga kalaban ng Estado po para maagapan ng anumang mapaminsalang mga pangyayari. Pero hindi po ba yung ganitong klase nila na pagbusisi ay delikado hindi lang sa Office of the Vice President, sa, kundi sa kabuuan po ng ating national government?
I fully agree with that observation. That's precisely the nature of intelligence operations or operations involving the use of confidential fund and intelligence fund. Kasi nga, the information that you are getting, assessing, and taking action upon, insofar as those information gathered is concerned, is very sensitive uh, to not just to privacy of individuals but also of the national security of our nation. Kaya I hope maingat, hindi lang yung COA, hindi lang yung impeachment court. Lahat tayo, maingat tayo dito sa pagdating sa on how we're going to reveal or disclose informations involving intelligence operations. Kasi makukompromiso at I have come across with friends who have put their lives on the line in having to get this information.
Opo, wala po bang obligasyon ng ating ehekutibo na saglit lang, magbigay sila ng opinyon, magbigay sila ng komento, didepensahan na nila kasi kung itutuloy-tuloy ito, baka mabusisi, mabulgar pa yung operation, security operation po ng kabuang gobyerno. Ever since, wala tayong narinig yata, no? Kung di ako nagkakamali, no? Mula sa ating ehekutibo na branch na talagang gumagamit naman ng intelligence fund din na sila. And for sure, naging kalakaran din po itong ginagawa ng OVP, ginagawa ng DepEd sa unang pamumuno ni Vice President Sara Duterte, attorney.
Tama po. So far as, because most, if not all of these confidential intelligence funds are allocated among the government agencies in the executive department. Kasi sila yung nag-execute ng ating mga batas. Sila rin po yung inatasan na gumawa ng programa, gumawa ng programa insofar as in this case having to protect the national interest and national security. So that being said, kailangan merong guidance din sana from no less than the Office of the President on how confidential intelligence funds are supposed to be used, no? Why am I saying that? Kasi sila mismo, sila yung pinakamalaking pondo ng confidential at intelligence fund sa ating gobyerno.
Opo, opo. And dito po sa paggawa ng kontrobersya, hindi pa ba yung mga mambabatas po natin, lalo na dyan sa Kamara, alam naman siguro nila, for sure, yung kalakaran sa paggamit po ng confidential fund, gumagamit ng mga alias po, attorney, or bulag lang sila pagdating sa pangalang, basta may kaugnayan sa pangalan po ng mga Duterte?
Alam mo, may mga kakilala tayo dyan sa loob ng Kongreso na dating mga military officers na naging consultant na sa mga kongresista sa Kongreso. And they know very well. I'm sure they have been advised on how confidential and intelligence funds are being used in operations such as sensitive as this. So, to your statement, I would like to believe that the congressmen and congresswomen have been advised on how these intelligence funds are being used and liquidated, for that matter.
Opo, kasi hindi naman po bago itong pag-question sa paggamit ng pondo sa confidential fund. No? Sa mahabang panahon, ang laging nag-iingay niyan is yung mga makakaliwang grupo. Siyempre, aarayan sila kasi naitatag na sila nga na mga konektado dito nga sa CPP, NPA, NDF na malimit paggamitan itong confidential and intelligence fund kaya sila yung unang nagrereklamo. Pero kapansin-pansin na nagamit na rin ito kahit na hindi yung mga makakaliwang grupo sa purpose naman ng usaping politika po, attorney. Ito yung masama rito.
Pwede akong magbigay ng, lilihis ako ng konti, pero
Sige po,
related pa rin sa sinabi mo.
go ahead po.
Kasi there is also a mention in Article 1, yung confidential fund sa DepEd. Naalala ko lang kasi, and this is a personal experience of mine. When I was still in college, and that's way back in the 70s, malakas na po, and I was studying in Ateneo de Davao, malakas na po yung presensya ng NPA sa loob ng eskwelahan. They were operating inside, and I know some of them back in college. So that was in the 70s. And obviously, government, although this is a private institution, government has to address the influence of the NDF and the NPA inside educational institution. Fast forward to the time when I was LTFRB, and I was invited in UP to discuss yung malaking programa ng DOTR at ng dating Pangulong Duterte, yung PUV Modernization Program. Doon nagsilabasan, I was invited to speak. But as it appears, meron silang agenda, mga pula, na even among the organizers of that forum were members of the NDF. Kaya pati if you would recall the late George San Mateo,
Opo,
yung head ng
transport group.
Piston.
Opo.
Oo. Yan yung Piston. That's the legal arm on the transport front of the NDF. Maalala nyo yan?
Opo.
Pati siya, in fairness to him, he called the attention of the organizers. Nag-imbita kayo ng tao, ininsulto nyo pa. Siya mismo nagsabi. So, ang ibig ko sabihin nito, pati yung impluensya ng mga NDF front group, nasa loob ng UP where I was invited, at least at that time. Kaya hindi ako magtataka na kung merong mga intelligence fund, yung DepEd, dito ginamit para tingnan kung gaano kalawak, gaano kalalim yung impluensya ng NDF at NPA sa mga institutions na ito. So, to me, I'm just speaking from experience, Edmar.
Opo, tsaka ginagawa rin kasi nila na issue po yung pagkakaroon ng intelligence fund or confidential fund ng OVP at ng DepEd. Sinasabi nila ever since wala na naman daw nga ganito. Hindi po ba bago yan na isa katuparan? Nagsasuggest pa naman yan yung isang opisina at aprobado ng Pangulo, aaprubahan ng Kamara. So walang question at legal ang lahat po ng pagkakaroon ng confidential fund. Hindi dapat questionin bakit yan first time na nagkaroon po ng confidential fund. Tingnan natin kung saan ba pinagastusan yung mismong confidential fund. Di po ba, attorney?
Tama po kayo. Well, well, let's put it this way. Importante po yung confidential at intelligence fund. Kung talagang masususuri sila, no? They're very, I'm not just talking about Congress. I'm talking about government and more particularly the executive department. Tingnan nila kung paano ginamit at how they would be able to improve on the operations that they have conducted using the intelligence and confidential information. Para hindi naman masayang yung pondo na binibigay para dito. But obviously, ito kasing mga operation na ito, not only is it sensitive, not only is it confidential, it could be part of a long-drawn operation. So ibig sabihin, minsan hindi lang yan isang taon. Kasi alam natin yung mga plano, lalo na plano sa makaliwa, talagang long drawn yan sila. They're willing to really go into a lot of activities that will undermine government for so long a time as we can remember. Yun nga sinabi ko sa iyo, college pa lang ako, may influensya na yung mga NDF at saka NPA sa loob ng eskwelahan. Hanggang ngayon, ganun din. So, that being said, if there would be any use of this confidential intelligence fund, there should be what you call a post-operation assessment para maisaayos at maipalakas pa kung paano gagamitin sa mga susunod na confidential intelligence funds.
Opo. And dito po sa pangyayari po ngayon, naging malinaw po ba yung selective justice? Doon pa lang sa treatment, sa impeachment, complaint versus Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. kumpara dito kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Kasi meron ding intelligence fund nga ang Pangulong Pangulo. Pero yung klase ng pagbusisi nila, klase ng papatawag nila ng investigasyon doon pa lang sa Kamara, hindi ganito ka-intense sa kabila po ng talagang pwedeng maraming mabusisi doon dahil nga po mas malaki ang kanilang pondo po, attorney.
Medyo natawa ako dun sa sinabi mo, Juan. Sa amount pa lang, it's very minuscule yung amount na pinag-aawayan nila patungkol kay VP Sara compared to sa pondo ng Intelligence and Confidential Fund ng Office of the President. And you compare the treatment of Congress on how they treated the impeachment complaint of BBM as regards the complaint against VP Sara, talagang matawa ka kung paano nangyari na to cut the long story short, there's clear political bias on how they treated separately both high officials in government. I'm referring to the president and the vice president.
Opo. Attorney, si Jade po ulit ito. May mungkahi si Senator Judge Tito Soto sa pangalan po ng confidential funds. Ano ho yung masasabi po ninyo? Nais po niyang bagay pangalan, bagay i-change yung name, no? From confidential funds, maaring siguro tawagin daw restricted funds, parang non-public funds po daw. Ang paliwanag po niya na kahit na may tuturing na pribado o hindi, para sa pangkalatang public, pangkalahatan ang pondo, dapat ay manatili pa rin itong bukas sa pagsisiyasat ng Commission on Audit upang maging malinaw daw na may pananagutan pa rin ito sa bayan. Kasi daw, madalas kasi ang salitang confidential ay maiuugnay ng publiko sa intelligence o secret operations. Kaya madali itong maaabuso. Ano pong komento po ninyo doon?
Nomenclature lang po yan, Jake, whether it's restricted or confidential. It's really on the matter of how you treat the funds. No? It's the nature of the use of the funds rather than the name itself. And I'd like to go back to the joint circular, as I've said. No? That's the reason why I said na pagdating sa kung tama ba yung paggawa, what do you call this, paggamit ng confidential fund, nandun yung ibang ehensya that would be able to best answer that question, yung tamang paggamit ng confidential fund. And I'm referring to the DND and the PNP, the DILG and the PNP, because they're in the best position to understand, to assess, and to determine whether these funds were actually used in accordance with what was supposed to have been determined at that time, at the first instance. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa lang gumastos ng confidential fund, na-determine na ito yung plano natin at doon tayo patutungo insofar as the objective of of this operation is concerned. It becomes a matter of consequence yung paggamit ng confidential fund insofar as yung mga plano na itinalaga. So I think it's best that the other agencies in government involved in coming up with this joint circular should also be involved in the assessment of the use of the confidential fund.
Opo. Pero para po sa inyo, attorney, issue ho ba yung paggamit ng confidential funds bilang pambili ng gamot o pambili ng rewards? Dahil yan po yung isa sa mga kini-question at pinapalutang na naratibo against the Vice President, attorney.
Okay, unang-una, balikan ko lang yung sinabi ko ha. There is no direct link in any of these operations, in any of these receipts to the Vice President. Okay, so it begs the question on how these funds were used unless you link it directly to the Vice President. Not to the Office of the Vice President, because the Office of the Vice President is not the one on trial in the impeachment court. The one on trial before the impeachment court is the person of the Vice President, Sara Duterte. And so far, wala pa pong ebidensya. Pagdating naman doon po sa paggagastos, pagdating sa pagbibili ng medisina o pagbibigay ng award, part po yan. I mean, on its face, I'm just talking about the confidential fund on its face. Part po yan sa paggagastos because you need, information is valuable and you need to pay for this information. Depende kung sino ang bibigyan mo ng pera in exchange for information. Depende kung ano ka-valuable, gaano ka-sensitive yung information, ganun din kataas ang babayaran mo sa kanya. And for that matter, when you talk about sensitivity and confidentiality of that information, siyempre, pati yung risk ng tao na nagbibigay ng information, you have to take that in consideration. Hindi siya magbibigay ng information pag hindi rin sapat ang ibibigay sa kanya in exchange for the risk that he or she has to take for disclosing such information. So, marami pong mga konsiderasyon yan pagdating sa mga bagay-bagay na yan. And when you talk about medicine per se, it could be in exchange for somebody who is sick because in exchange for the information that government was able to get. So, doon pa lang, all these things are all in the peripheral, are all superficial. And so far as I'm concerned, kasi you have to look at it in terms of doon sa sinabi ko kanina, how valuable, how sensitive these informations may be insofar as government security is concerned or the security of the stakeholders that you're trying to protect.
Opo. At huli na lang, attorney, marami po sa taong bayan ang gustong malaman din kung papaano ginagamit ang confidential funds ng presidente, ng House of Representatives, ng Kongreso at ng marami pang mga ahensya sa papaanong paraan po nila malalaman na hindi lang po nasisingle out sa opisina ng Vice Presidente.
Alam nyo, sa ginagawa nila kay VP Sara sa ngayon, baka babalik sa kanila yung mga nangyayari ngayon. Kasi if that is how you treat confidential fund, ibig sabihin, despite its very sensitive nature, you bring it out in the open as if it is an ordinary case, malamang baka mababalikan yung Office of the President pagdating sa paggamit ng Confidential Intelligence Fund. So, talagang, if I may, I hope maingat ang lahat. Hindi lang yung impeachment court, lahat. Pagdating sa paggamit ng confidential fund, intelligence fund. Kasi kung ayaw nyo, tanggalin na lang natin yung confidential fund at intelligence fund. But obviously, that won't happen because our national security as a nation will certainly be at risk.